for this, our co-main event of the evening. 2-inch reach advantage for Sydney Outlaw, who is the younger of the two fighters. Of course, as John said, Michael Chandler has held the lightweight belt not once, not twice, but 3 times. Once again, here is the voice, Michael C. Williams.
From Tokyo, Japan, Bellator MMA Now presents tonight's co-main event, 3 5-minute rounds at a contracted 160 pounds. And now live on Paramount Network, we introduce first the blue corner. At 5'9", weighing in 160.9 pounds, his professional record 14 wins, 3 losses, fighting out of Coconut Creek, Florida, by way of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA, presenting Sydney Outlaw. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner. At 5'8", weighing in 160.7 pounds, the 3-time former Bellator lightweight world champion brings a professional record with 19 victories, 5 defeats. By way of Nashville, Tennessee, he fights out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, USA, presenting Iron Michael Chandler. And the referee in charge of the action, Brian Miner.
Gentlemen, went over the rules in the back. Fight hard, fight clean. You want to touch gloves, do it now? Good luck to you both.
Brian Miner, our referee. Sydney Outlaw. Michael Chandler. Co-main event of the evening. Saitama Super Arena.
You ready? You ready?
Here we go. Chandler in the red gloves, Outlaw in the blue gloves. Their home gyms separated by about, what, John? 8 to 10 miles, maybe?
Yeah, about 10 miles. This is, right now, what you're seeing, this is going to be a back and forth as far as pressure. Nice shot by Michael Chandler. Big body shots. If Sydney Outlaw is not moving forward, he is not as good in the stand-up. He is a move-forward type of fighter, but so is Michael. And so it's a question of who's going to be able to be the guy that establishes that I'm the guy that's going to press in this fight.
Michael really working the body early.
Body shots pay off, man.
Oh, yeah.
You're just putting dollars in the bank for later on in the fight.
Like the old video game. Knock him out, knock him out. Michael Sr., Mom Betty, wife Bree.
That was a beautiful right hand to the body. Beautiful right hand. Straight, low, solid.
Pulled the leg out. Sydney Outlaw, 9-fight win streak. Very impressive in his return to the Bellator cage. It had been 5.5 years between Bellator fights for Outlaw, and he was able to defeat Roger Huerta by unanimous decision.
Michael Chandler just keeps on going right back to that body shot, that straight right hand to the solar plexus of Sydney Outlaw. Sydney's taking it well, but you can only take so many of those before it starts to have an effect on your performance.
Michael Chandler very relaxed, really taking it all in this week. Not really looking back, no rear view mirror to what happened a few months ago, well, back in May, John, outside of downtown Chicago in that lightweight title fight against Patricio Pitbull. He said, hey, you can't, he said at my age, you can't control what happens in fights. He finally learned that. Sometimes it's going to go your way, sometimes it's not.
Well, you definitely cannot control everything. That was a nice uppercut by Sydney Outlaw, landed on Chandler right there. One of the things that we talk about all the time is It's a fight, yes, but it's competition, and sometimes you're going to lose in competition, and it's the way you handle those losses that are going to define who you are and what you are and where your career is going to go. And the one thing that you have got to say, Michael Chandler handled that loss to a guy in Patricio Pitbull that they didn't get along. He handled it with class. He said, you know what, good, shot. That's a big shot right there.
It is all over, just like that. Michael Chandler by knockout. Wow!
That was just a laser beam that just starched Sidney Outlaw. That would have put anybody down. That thing had power, speed behind it. When Michael Chandler is on and he is throwing his hands, he is dangerous.
Boom! Right behind the ear.
Yeah, same kind of shot that he was put down by
Thinking the same
Pitbull in
thing,
his last fight. It's just a spot that just short circuits you, and that's what happens to Sidney Outlaw.
Reminiscent of his vicious.
Ladies and gentlemen, it comes to an end officially. 2 minutes, 59 seconds into round number 1. The winner by knockout iron, Michael Chandler.
Knockout for Chandler.
I'm here with your winner, Michael Chandler. Michael, that was an outstanding performance. You were going to the body with the right hand. That started to drop his hands down, and then you hit him in that exact spot that you've been hit before, and you talk about it. You just lose sight of things. It turns you off. Talk to me about that win.
とにかく素晴らしい勝利でしたよね。勝者マイケル・チャンドラー選手に皆さんも拍手をお願いします。右非常に重い強いパンチ、そしてしっかりと試合をコントロールした素晴らしい試合でした。
Yeah, this was just setting things up for the second half of the fight. With a guy like Sidney Outlaw, big body, strong wrestler, got to start taking the wins out of the sails pretty quickly. But first of all, my hat's off to him, man. If it wasn't for Sidney Outlaw stepping up after there was an injury a couple weeks ago, I wouldn't have had a dream come true to come fight in front of the Tokyo crowd. So thank you guys so much. Arigato.
対戦相手も非常に強い選手ということで、このアウトロー選手に対する対策を練ってきました。やっぱりスピード感をしっかりと持って、しっかりと試合をコントロールしたまま決めるというの重要だと思いました。そして、自分たちこうやって格闘技をしていると、それぞれ怪我があったり、いろんなことがあったりする、そうした中で今日はここに立てたということ、日本に来られたということ、本当に嬉しく思います。
Been a 3-time champion here at Bellator. You have fought against the very best that they have. What is it that you want to do to take your career forward here in Bellator?
さて、マイケル・チャンドラー選手と言いますとですね、3度ベラトールのライト級王者に輝いている、元王者です。ここからこの後のキャリアどんな風に作っていきますか
？The older I get and the longer I've been in this sport, I'm just excited to keep fighting against myself. If I can step in here every single time and become the best Michael Chandler I possibly can be, then I've done my job. There's obviously some big fights here. I'm still hungry for belts. I'm still hungry for world titles. 3 world titles isn't enough. My wife deserves it. My son deserves it. So I'm excited about the future.
とにかく長く戦い続けるということ、戦いの場に立ち続けるということが一番大事だと思うんですね。そしてその一つ一つの戦いに自分の持っているものを全てぶつけていくと、その連続だと思います。過去に3度ベラトールのライト級王者になりましたけれども、全然足りません。もっともっとタイトルを狙っていきますので、皆さん応援お願いします。そして家族もチームも応援してくれたことにこの場をお借りして感謝したいと思います。
Tokyo, arigato gozaimasu. I also want to say a special happy birthday and congratulations to Dr. Bree Chandler. I love you so much. Daddy's coming home, baby.
これまで自分を支援してくれた人たちにとっても特別な日なので、今日この場をお借りして感謝の言葉としたいと思います。皆さんありがとうございます。
Japan, give it up for Michael Iron Chandler.